first celebrity in the spotlight tonight is the actress Samantha Giles. She answers questions on that master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. Next, the comedian Richard Herring. His subject, Russia's maddest monk, Rasputin. The football pundit Mark Lawrenson answers questions on Preston North End, the club where his career began. And from Antiques Roadshow, Hilary Kay. Her subject, the most famous name in pottery, Josiah Wedgwood. Hello, I'm John Humphrys and welcome to a new series of Celebrity Mastermind. 4 more famous faces are about to put themselves through the black chair ordeal for the benefit of their chosen charity. The usual rules apply: 2 minutes of questions on their specialist subject and 2 minutes on general knowledge. Who will walk away with this elegant trophy and join the elite band of Mastermind winners? Let's find out and ask our first contender to join us, please. And your name is?
Samantha Giles.
Your chosen charity?
Alzheimer's Society.
And your chosen subject?
Alfred Hitchcock's films.
The films of Alfred Hitchcock in 2 minutes, starting now. On which American landmark does the climax of North by Northwest take place?
I can't think what it's called. It's South Dakota.
Mount Rushmore. Who plays the dual parts of Madeline Elster and Judy Barton in Vertigo?
Kim Novak.
Correct. Rebecca in 1940 and The Birds in 1963 were both based on stories by which writer? The first was adapted with the screen by Philip MacDonald and Michael Hogan, the second by Evan Hunter.
Daphne du Maurier.
Correct. Which composer was responsible for the music in several Hitchcock films, including the shrieking violins in Psycho?
Bernard Herrmann.
Yes. What's the code name of the organisation that helps Professor Michael Armstrong and his assistant Sarah Sherman escape from East Germany in Torn Curtain?
Pass.
Which 1943 Hitchcock film, based on a story by John Steinbeck, tells of the desperate struggle for survival of a group of people whose vessel has been torpedoed?
Lifeboat.
Correct. In which of his films did Hitchcock make his traditional cameo appearance as a bus passenger, sitting next to Cary Grant's character John Roby?
To Catch a Thief.
Yes. What kind of bird is the first to attack Melanie Daniels as she's crossing Bodega Bay in a motorboat?
Seagull.
Yes. Which 1956 film starring Henry Fonda and Vera Mars was billed as the first Hitchcock film based on a true story?
The Wrong Man.
Yes, whose roles in Hitchcock's films include Lisa Fremont in Rear Window and Frances Stevens in To Catch a Thief?
Grace Kelly.
Yes, which 1976 film is an adaptation of the novel The Rainbird Pattern? It was the last film Hitchcock directed before he died.
Family Plot.
Correct. In Dial M for Murder, what does Margot Wendis use to kill her assailant as he's trying to strangle her?
Telephone.
Yep, pair of scissors. In Rebecca, what's the name of the sinister housekeeper who eventually burns down Mandalay rather than see Maxim and his bride happy there?
Mrs. Danvers.
Yes, which 56 Hitchcock film was a remake of a film he made in England in 1934?
The Man Who Knew Too Much.
Yes, Hitchcock made Rebecca, Spellbound and The Paradigm Case for which legendary Hollywood producer?
Selznick.
Yes, in Rear Window, what was L.B. Jeff Jeffries doing when he broke his leg? I've started, so I'll finish, leaving him wheelchair-bound and passing the time observing his neighbours.
Taking a photograph.
He was. Do you want a little bit more detail?
Up a tree.
What?
Up a tree.
He wasn't, as far as I know, up a tree, though he may very well have been. Anyway, he was photographing an automobile race. That's what he was doing. You had one pass. The code name of that organisation was Pi. You have, Samantha Giles, 12 points. And our second contender, please. And your name is?
Richard Herring.
Your chosen charity?
It's Scope.
And your chosen subject?
Rasputin.
Rasputin, the Bad Monk, in 2 minutes starting now. Rasputin was born probably in 1869 in which Siberian village?
Pokrovskoy.
Yes, Rasputin was rumoured to be a member of which Russian sect who were known in English as the Flagellants?
Clisty.
Yes, Sergei Trivanov, who befriended Rasputin in St. Petersburg in 1903, but later became his sworn enemy, was better known by what monastic name?
Isidore.
Yeah, what was the first name of Rasputin's wife?
Praskovia.
Correct. By what two-word term did the Tsar and Tsarina most habitually and notoriously refer to Rasputin?
Little one.
Our friend. Whose palace was Rasputin visiting on the night he was murdered in December 1916?
Felix Yusupov.
Yes, what was the name of the Russian Prime Minister who drew up a report of Rasputin's misdeeds for the Tsar in 1911?
Stolypin.
Yes, in March 1915, Rasputin caused a scandal with his drunken behaviour at a fashionable Moscow restaurant and nightclub where he boasted of his relations with the Empress and exposed himself. What was the name of the club?
The Yar.
Yep. The teenage Rasputin spent some time at which monastery that was famed for its relics of St. Simeon?
Verkhot Yuri.
Correct. What was the name of the woman who tried to assassinate Rasputin in June 1914 by stabbing him in the stomach?
Kiona Geseva.
Yes, Rasputin was buried in the grounds of which imperial estate, although his body was later dug up and burnt?
Tsarskoye Selo.
Correct. Early in the First World War, Rasputin asked if he could visit the Russian army headquarters. What reply did the Grand Duke Nikolai wire back?
That he could go hang himself.
Come and I'll hang you, yeah. In which river did Rasputin finally die, having been dropped through the ice after he'd been poisoned and shot?
The Neva.
Yes, in late 1916, who made the dramatic speech in the Duma denouncing Rasputin that confirmed Prince Felix Yusupov's decision to murder him?
Purishkevich.
Correct. In which St. Petersburg street was Rasputin's modest apartment situated?
Go Rock Havaya.
Yes. What folk song was being played on a gramophone when Rasputin arrived at Yusupov's palace as the conspirators prepared to murder him?
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Correct. What was the name of Rasputin's elder daughter, whose memoirs of his life include My Father and Rasputin, the Man Behind the Myth?
Maria.
Yes. Which former society hostess, I'll finish the question, who became a devotee and let Rasputin stay in her house, is said to have ended up as a crazed eccentric banished from her home?
Olga Loktina.
Is absolutely right. No passes. Richard Herring, 17 points. And our next contender, please.